We're not a social platform, but we like to say that we can help the brands we work with tell better stories on social. And that expertise that you saw on stage today with the new front here, what we do editorially, all of those best practices, all of those learnings, and all of the tools and expertise go into what we build for brands as well. So some of the videos we showed you during the new front here were videos that were built for branded campaigns. And we're monetizing in that way and working with brands that way. Other campaigns or other videos are just are part of our lab, and we have various other ways of monetizing those videos.
What's your pitch to the marketers?
Sure.
And what's the value proposition?
It's very simple, and like most simple things, it's an extremely hard thing to actually do. We do three things, and only three things. We can get people's attention in less than 2 seconds with the content we're creating. We can hold their attention, and that's what's actually really hard. The thumb is a very powerful tool to skip past content quickly. And then the third part is even harder, which is, in many cases, we can drive people then to action. So we talk a lot about the insider effect with our insider property, but we see that on Tech Insider and Business Insider as well. The ideas that we're communicating through these social video programs, the products we're featuring, all of these things, we can inspire people to take action, investigate, Google, search, buy, and in some of the more idea-focused videos, we can really change perceptions in a rather short amount of time, and we can do it at a scale that just wasn't possible without social for a native program, if you will. So that's really what we focus on, getting people's attention, holding it, and then driving them to action. We believe that there are different types of stories that work best in different kinds of environments, and we're not a person or not a company that's going to say the website is dead. We still very much believe in the website and create over 600 pieces of content a day for our websites. And we also create a lot of content for our brands, and we have a very thriving business there. However, in many cases, the way people access our websites is completely different than the way it was when we started 10 years ago. People are coming via social, where they used to maybe come through RSS or an email. And that has also led us to tell stories on those platforms rather than asking them to click through to our platform, to our site. So we're able to tell the story in both locations, and we think tell it as effectively in both locations, but they are different types of stories and different types of techniques. So working those two together is really, really powerful. So I'll give you an example. We do some work with BlackRock talking about really kind of hardcore investment data. Like it's for the serious investor. So we'll create this content that can be hundreds and hundreds of words, graphics, all these kinds of things on our site. But we'll take some of that content and we'll take a piece of that and we'll put it on social as a way to get people's attention there, with the call to action being come back to our site to see the rest of that piece. That 1-2 punch is really powerful and has worked really effectively for us. Data is one of those words that can mean any number of things to people. So much of our data story is not about data targeting. It's actually about the data of understanding how and where people are consuming content and what works and what doesn't work. So the Insider team does all of our lifestyle content. They have 26 different data points they measure for every single piece of video that they produce. And it's all sorts of different metrics that can tell us, oh, this worked better than that. When telling a story about this, feature this rather than that. Should people be involved? What should be, we call it the hook shot, the first second and a half. What things work, what don't, and how is that evolving as those platforms evolve? So a lot of our data is really coming back to us and telling us, this is better than this, so we can go to our advertisers and say, when we create a video, we're going to do it this way rather than this way, because our data shows that that is actually what's going to resonate. So that's one way we're using data. We also, of course, like every publisher, are measuring all of the activity on our site and using that for targeting and these kinds of things. And certainly our advertisers are using their data when they buy programmatically. Unlike a lot of publishers, we're very excited and bullish about programmatic broadly. That doesn't mean that we want everything to go through an open exchange and be kind of low bids, kind of clearing out our inventory from a remnant perspective. But there is a lot of automation, which is ultimately what programmatic is kind of automated buying and selling. And there are a lot of things that using advertisers' data on our inventory that couldn't be done in any other way, and we're terribly excited about that. When you think about the first 10 years of internet advertising, it was very much just taking what worked in print and bringing it online. And a lot of that just didn't work when we scaled up the business. So we think programmatic is a really powerful tool for that. Having said that, there are all sorts of dark corners and alleys that we're doing our best to avoid or clean up or light up. But we're overall very excited about it.